Hi, I'm Rob from HopZine.com. Thanks for joining me for another video beer review. This time we're looking at another beer from the Fuller's Brewery in London. It is a bottle of their Mighty Atom. It's their low ABV beer at 2.8%. This is obviously since all the new taxation has been kind of put on high ABV beers. There's been a bit of a loophole for lower ABV beers, a bit of a tax break, I guess. So a number of bigger breweries have had a play around with some lower ABV beers. And this is Fuller's effort. I haven't tried it yet. I remember watching David Urban Vikings review of this and he seemed to enjoy it. I'm a big fan of Fuller's. I was at a Meet the Brewer with John Keeling last Wednesday as well. I had a really good time. Lovely fella as well. Very entertaining, very interesting as well. Anyway, the beer in the glass. It's a nice, clear, kind of pale copper colour. Not much of a head. I'm just putting it in this glass to taste it. I've got a nice dimple mug to sub the rest of it in. Because it's a beer that should be quaffed, I guess. I mean, 2.8%, why not? The head, it's a thin head of white foam, quite a bubbly, fizzy foam. Let's have a sniff. Oh, interesting. I'm getting kind of a combination of a hint of fresh green apples, a hint of lemon zest, and a really sweet kind of Madeira cake, kind of bready quality, I guess. It's that cakey bready thing going on. A bit of maybe white grapes. And I mean this in the best possible way. There's a kind of a quality that you get in a lot of Shepherd Neame beers, actually. I guess it's a very traditional English quality. It's that combination of sweet malts and probably in British, Kentish hops. Oh, that's interesting. But doesn't compromise on flavour. Crystal and Caragold. It does 5 variety of hops as well. Oh, that's interesting. So it is clearly using some quite flavoursome malts. Yeah, there's that kind of, it's that sweet bready quality which is really kind of standing out. Anyway, cheers. Let's have a taste. Oh, it's really interesting. That it really comes in and out. It is relatively dry, but it kind of comes in and becomes dry, then it comes back with a bit more flavour. So it's an interesting kind of experience in the mouth. Up front, slightly herbal, grassy hop. A bit of... It's tricky because there's not, I mean, it's a low ABV beer, there's not much going on, but there is a distinct flavour. I'm going with like a diluted apple juice and grape juice again, but really diluted. Yeah, there's an apple-y quality in there. But it's once again sitting side by side with a lovely backbone of relatively sweet malts. A nice peak of lemon peel bitterness towards the end, and those sweet malt flavours kind of come in and out, but they are really constant. So for me, that's the driving force in this beer. But it's really kind of nicely rounded out with a very pleasing hop bitterness, which is never too never over the top. That's really drinkable. I found this next to all the kind of like bottles of Kestrel and not Kestrel, Caliber and all that, all low non-alcohol beers. But this obviously has got a bit. I mean, 2.8%, not much going on as far as strength goes, but it's quaffable. It's the kind of beer that you could sink quite a lot of, not feel much damage in the morning. It's kind of beer you could just pop into work if you're driving home, have a pint of that, and not really have to worry about hitting the limits. It's a good stab at what I've seen before. Obviously I've had the one from Adnams, which was really nice, but maybe got a bit hard work eventually. But I think this is that well balanced that it wouldn't ever become a difficult drinking beer. So that's really solid. It's really nice actually. I'm not going to have any trouble knocking that back, and I'm not going to have to worry about it because it's only 2.8%. Anyway, so that's Mighty Atom from Fuller's in London, 2.8%, low ABV beer, and very solid. Anyway, I'll pour the rest into my dimple mug, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.